After a 9-year absence, the French Grand Prix made a welcome return in 2018. The last time fans witnessed the Grand Prix on French soil was back in 2008, as Felipe Massa took the podium in his Ferrari at Mexico. 2018 has been McLaren's 7th time to Honda and Oxford Paris in the fly-by race, and it is short of wins and Fernando Alonso who extended his contract towards the end of the 2017 season.
And I can't believe it, my mic has been on mute. Good evening everyone and welcome to TTG, Jesus Christ, there we go. No, I'm here, I'm definitely here. Siege is just starting his lap. Goodness me, what an absolute fail that is. Ooh, somebody coming out the pits there quite dangerously. I think there was Alan Kay just coming out the pits there. But I am alive, I'm JamesHead14 and I'm going to be your solo commentator for tonight, taking the place of Mr. McGinley, who was on holiday in Greece, the lucky so-and-so. Yeah, I've just been totally talking to myself for the last 15 minutes, not realising that my mic had been on mute. I muted it last night for some reason and I don't know why I didn't mute it back. Anyways, Navy is first out on track. He is on the yellow wall medium compound of tyres. Yeah, I've been... yeah, not my finest hour, let's just say. But Navy is running down towards turn 10 and 11. I was just saying before I came onto the mic, now this is the trickiest corner on the track by far. And Navy handling that car. Well, in fact, that's in the wall and he's out the session. Navy out the session. So no repeat of his pre-season qualifying performance in France, and that is him at the session, and that's unfortunate for TTG Navy. One of the favourites, I think, to take pole. Not gonna, but Siege around the final corner. He's opting to come into the pits. Might have gotten invalidation at turn 1 and 2 when somebody was coming out of the pits. Ollie is on a lap at the minute. We'll stick on board with Crazy Legs though, because he's about to come across the line now and goes 26.3, but it's an invalidated lap. And of course these lap times will be very different as we see George just coming in with 26.3. As I was saying, purpose-built facility. Fate just goes quicker with a 23.1, so easily quicker there, Fate. Of course, this is the first round. Not expecting any sort of times, to be honest, that are going to be jumping at you saying, wow, he should be in TTL F1. But the lap times, of course, is still a learning curve for some of these drivers. This game has only been out, what, 3 weeks, I think? So it's still pretty fresh on the mind of these drivers, and they've just got to be aware that these cars do feel different to the official cars, because I've had a run in these before. Ollie ran the final couple of corners through turn 15 and 16. Jersey man. He is about to come across. Oh, he's about to come into the pits. He's invalidated. So my Crazy Legs is out in yellow flag at sector 3. I'm guessing that might be at the left-right chicane of turn 10 and 11. But yes, I am here. I'm just going to tune into the comment section in the meantime. We've got Alan Kay on a lap. In fact, he's not on a lap. quite a few invalidations early, and it's Fate on top for Maximus in second and Jeffrey in third. Who would have thought that as a top 3 so far? But let me have a look. Ricardo Gameplay _ lives. Come on, Ivan. Support from Portugal and support from PTL TTG Navy putting in a sad face into the comment section, and that is such a shame for TTG Navy as Alan K runs wide, and we are seeing some of the drivers really struggling here. We'll come aboard with Casper. He's just behind him again, another one that seems to have invalidated on his lap. The Finn, of course, being part of the CPI Esports team, of course, tragedy striking them a couple of weeks ago with the passing of CPI Schumacher, and of course thoughts and prayers are with his family and his friends and for everyone, I think, at CPI, who really was, Schumacher really was an influential figure in the league racing community, and I think we've got to pay tribute to that. We can't undermine the level of commitment he showed in his racing and the level of showed out on track. Don't think, but he's a league racing figure. He'll sorely be missed, and yeah, it's such a shame, but hopefully Casper can do him proud tonight. Be looking down on Casper and thinking he'll be doing me proud tonight. Blaster though is coming through left right chicane at turn 11 and turns 10 and 11. Now the one to turn 12, just through the kink at turn 12, turn 13, and now through 14 and into 15. Of course, the DRS detection zone has changed for the start-finish straight. DRS detection zone now at between turn 13 and 14, and not after turn 14 and on to turn 15. That's how it was in the previous game. Blaster just about to come across the line, jumps up to 4th, 24.8. Only 5 drivers setting a lap at this stage. Fate on top, Maximus second, and Jeffrey in third at this stage. And of course, put down in the comments your top 3 predictions here tonight. Be very happy to read them out. Siege is just coming through the chicane now, turn 10 and 11. Not doing what TTG Navy did earlier on in the session. And of course, TTG Navy spun out at that chicane, crashing out in dramatic style. I think he would have been one of the favourites for Paul here. But Siege could be another favourite for Paul, to be honest. Siege is around the final corner in a similar looking livery to the TTG Esports team colours. And this is looking like the quickest lap so far. It's going to be a 22, I think. Where's he going to put him? It's a 22.1. There we go. Siege easily. And that is a full second quicker than Fate, who's currently in second. S. Graham just puts in a lap there with 24.1. Nice looking Venus blue and orange livery there. And of course, it is tricky to commentate and remember what cars are for what driver. I just really take it by the driver, to be honest, rather than the cars. Ollie is on a lap. He's on a set of hards, which is the C2 compound of tyres. There are 3 compounds, as I say. C4. Oh, and Ollie spins it. Ollie spins it at turn 8. Resets himself on track, but that is unfortunate for TTG Ollie. That is not what you want to see. And I think he would have been one of the favourites for Paul here. Had a good pre-season race. Just messed up his strategy last week in France, but Ollie should be looking to come on board and really gain some time here. As we are halfway through qualifying, it is a dry qualifying session here at the purpose-built Albert Park track. First opened, of course, first race held here in 1996. And TTG Siege is currently out on top with a 22.1. Full second clear of Fate in second, Maximus in third. S. Graham has got disqualified for driving the wrong way. That is not great. That was him in 5th. He pulls off to the side of the road, and S. Graham is out the session. So that is now his lap time completely and utterly gone. That's not great stuff at all. We've got Plaster on a lap though, reaching turn 9, which is a little kink here, now through turns 10 and 11 on the approach. And he's 2/10 up, as you can see in the top right hand of the screen. He's on the soft compound of tyres, so we should be expecting some sort of improvement here, and Plaster looking very quick through that chicane at turn 11, at turn 10 and 11. Now through turn 13, which is the end of the straight, of course, the end of the 3rd DRS zone here out on track. Now through turn 14, now into turn 15. Again, looking very similar on the livery front. Venus livery there going on. Nice red and grey black outlook there for Plaster. He's about to come across the line. He is going to improve, and he doesn't improve his position, but he improves his time certainly. That's a 24.3 for Plaster, so not a bad lap there by the Brit at all. Who else is on a lap? We've got Casper on a lap, the Finn. The flying Finn for CPI. Of course, CPI Schumacher will be looking down on them and willing them on at this stage, as will all CPI drivers, I'm sure, for Casper's performance. And it's looking good so far. He's into turn 15. He should be going up around Siege, Fate sort of area. I think this is just slightly slower than Siege at this stage, but he's about to come across the line anytime soon. He's going to go second with this, I think. Casper will go across the line, and he does. 22.6, so dead in between there. 5/10 separating either way. So Casper 5/10 off Siege, and he's 5/10 ahead of Fate. So that is not a bad lap there at all by CPI. Casper, good lap. And the Irishman, Alan Kay, now around the final 2 corners through turns 15 and 16. Looking nice. Nice looking Irish sunburst livery going on. Really striking livery. He sets a 26.1, so that's ahead of George, who is on the medium compound of tyres. Of course, different compound of tyres. As I think we have just seen Jeffrey improve. Yeah, Jeffrey has improved 0.5 of a second there, and he's gone up to 4. So he jumps Maximus with his lap time. So Jeffrey about a 10th ahead of Maximus there. Let's see if there's anybody. That is Alan Kay just cutting the track there. Mays is on a lap. On again the medium compound of tyres. So don't expect this to be lightning quick from Mays. But he's now through turn 8, turn 7 and 8. The chicane, now through turn 9, sweeping left-hander before turns 10 and 11, the trickiest corner on the track, especially if you lose the back end here, you are toast, quite literally. TTG Mays nicely through, saving a bit of ERS there as well. It is crucial to save your ERS if you do decide, you're one of those people that do decide to run ERS mode 5, you're definitely not going to get to the end on a full lap of charge on the ERS. But Mays now through on the approach to turn 15. Just missing the apex slightly, over racing himself. Catches the apex on the outside though. Catches the apex now through turn 16. Nice line, keeping it within the white lines. He's going to go, I think, ahead of Alan Kay with this lap. And he does, and that is 1200ths the gap there. So Mays goes ahead of Alan Kay at this stage. We'll see if anybody else is on a lap. Maximus is on a lap. Nice looking livery there, the Xenon Dynamics livery there. It's a blue and white, similar to the old Williams style, I think. Similar to, I think, Nigel Mansell drove that Williams. Similar to the 1990s Williams. Maximus across the line. He does improve by nearly 700ths of a second there, but not improving his position. Ollie is on a lap. He's ran the final couple of corners. This is looking good for Ollie. This is looking very good. Is this going to be the first 21 of the evening? We'll see. Can the Brit go ahead? Ollie across the line, 22.1, he's 3 thousandths off. Unreal stuff. Great lap by Ollie, not good enough to knock Siege off the top spot though, and it's still Siege out on top. 3 thousandths of a second, very, very close indeed between him and Ollie on the front row of the grid, and Casper currently in 3rd place. Very good lap there by Ollie, I've got to say, and maybe he can find more time on a final lap. We don't have anybody else on a lap. We've got Plaster on an out lap. Current best is a 24.3. So I'm going to have a check-in on the comment section, see what you guys are saying, of course, in the comment section here tonight. Nearly bottles at medium and hards are so bad, says Ollie. And Carter Joyce has appeared as well, one of my ex-drivers in one of the leagues I used to run on the PS3 days. That's how old I am. But Plaster is about to come across the line. Maximus and Ollie are on down laps, so it's only really Plaster and Siege that are out on track on any sort of preparation lap, and Plaster is on the set of soft compound of tyres, looking to improve, I think, his position. He's a full second off Maximus at this stage, so hopefully this is going to go quite well for Plaster's point of view. Of course, running the TTG Gaming Esports livery, blue and black, red and black. I'm going colourblind as well as thick. But Plaster coming around the final corner now. He's just setting up for his lap. Of course, if you do get too tight into turn 1, he opts from 8th gear down into turn 1. We're right on board with this. Misses the apex completely at turn 1, runs over the curb at turn 2. You can pick up an invalidation there, as I say. We'll go on board with him for full lap as Plaster now approaches turn 3. Difficult section this through the first sector. Turns 3 and 4. Looking nice, catching the apex nicely. Catching the apex again on the outside. Now through turn 5, misses it slightly, runs a little bit wide. Runs a little bit onto the grass as well. He's 400s down at this stage. Maze is retired. And Plaster, I think that little bit of exertion onto the grass has really cost them. They're all I think that's blistering occurring down the middle of the tyre as well, and Plaster opts to come out of this lap. So Siege is on a lap then. He's just gone through turn 1 and he's completely messed that up. He has completely messed that up. It is a tricky track, this Albert Park circuit. It really is. Might be a purpose-built track, but trust me, it is a real humdinger to get us started for the season opener of Season 4 of TTL F2. And of course, if you are new to the channel, like, comment and subscribe. I'm going to be here as well for TTL F1 next week and this week. So you've got the opportunity, you've got the joy of having me for 2 weeks while Kieran McGinley enjoys himself sunning himself in Greece. But with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, just ticking under that at the minute. Siege on top, 3,000 between him and Ollie. Casper in third, got plenty on outlaps at this stage. Fate is on a lap coming through the first sector. 23.2 was his last lap, so I think this might be, that would have been his last lap. So George is retired as well as Fate. Oh, and that's him at the session. Losing the back end, losing it on the curb at turn 5. Fate losing it and losing control of the back end, and the Portuguese driver is out of the session. He can go no further than 4th place. So Fate hoping that nobody can improve behind him. Plaster's just going through that sector there, and he's a 10th and a half up already on his time. Trying to pull with them then. This is looking much better from Plaster's point of view. Comes through now turn 7 and 8. Now on the long left-handed kink through turn 9. End of the middle sector, and Plaster sub 50 seconds through there. This is looking good. He's 4/10 up. Catching the inside curve nicely. No invalidation there, and Plaster looking to improve. He's got to improve at least a second, I think, to have any sort of chance of gaining on Maximus and Jeffrey. If he improves, though, it's still going to be a good improvement that he is showing. Everyone else on their final laps here, but Plaster is reaching through the final corner. That sun just putting him off through the exit of turn 14. Now through turn 15 and 16, again that sun shining bright in the sky here in Australia. What's Plaster going to do? Is he going to improve his position? He does. He jumps up to 5th, and that's what was needed there for him to improve. A full second improvement. He's happy with that. He's going off track completely. Plaster's happy. He's up to 5th and retires from the session. We have got Jeffrey on a lap just coming through the middle sector, and he's 2/10 up, and this is looking in danger of Plaster and possibly even Fate's time as well. Jeffrey looking good. He is in the blue livery sunburst car, but Jeffrey, the Dutchman, coming up through the final couple of corners. Have we got anybody else on lap? We've got Siege, in fact, coming around the final corner. Siege is through the final corner. Is this going to be the first 21 of the night? Siege across the line. Yes, it is. 21.6. Lays the hammer down. Back on board with Jeffrey coming through the final corner. We've got Ollie coming through that section as well. Jeffrey then across the line. Doesn't improve his position. It's an invalidation. 22.9. Got somebody else just coming across the line. Maximus. Ollie spins it through the final corner on the soft compound of tyre. That's him done, and it's Siege pole position. Casper, can he improve? Can he beat Siege? Can the Finn do it for CPI? He goes second. 21.8. Good lap there. Alan Kay the only one through the final corner, improving by nearly 6/10 of a second here. Alan Kay will jump ahead of Maze, and he improves, and that's an improvement there. But I think the 25 flat may be wrong there. But Alan Kay jumps up to 8th ahead of Maze there. So the full rundown of the grid here in qualifying. This qualifying has ended. Siege on top by a full 10th of a second. Casper getting very close to his lap time there. 21.6 for 21.8 in the end. Ollie's starting third on a 22.1. They're within 4.5 of each other. Maximus in 4th, a full 1.2 seconds off. Then it's Fate in 5th, Plaster in 6th. Jeffrey in 7th and Alan Kay in 8th. All of them opting to go on the soft compound of tyres. So the top 8 opting to go on the soft compound of tyres. They will have to do the first stint. 9th and 10th was Maze and George. They're going to have to go on the medium compound tyre. Everyone else, that's Navy, I'm trying to remember the names. Navy, Crazy Legs and S. Grim, they all have to go on a set of tyres they've got free choice for this race. So, Albert Park Circuit, we have got a great race lined up here in Australia. 29 laps, I think, is the order of the day. So full 50% race is going to be occurring now. A very weird field. Yeah, this is TTL F2, Carter, so don't get your hopes up. We are going to be seeing, I think, the more classier drivers and the more quicker drivers are going to be in TTL F1, and that, of course, with no assists. So that'll be interesting to see. In the meantime, though, as we approach down, just waiting on Jeffrey to ready up, we are going to get going. Formation up, about to begin. So put down in the comment section your predictions for the race, and let's see how this is going to pan out on track. Siege starting on pole, Casper second. We'll get the tyre choices out, of course. Navy Crazy Legs opting to go for the medium compound of tyre. That is, of course, the yellow wall compound of tyre. That used to be the soft compound of tyre on the old game, if you do remember. And Graham opting to go for the red wall soft compound of tyre. And the red wall tyre used to be the super softs on F1 2018 as well. But as I said, 29 laps away at the drivers. My personal top three here tonight, I think, is going to be... I'd like to see Ollie have the win here. I have no bias towards him, but Ollie, I think, will get the win here. Just think he might be quicker than the guys ahead of him. Siege, of course, will take all the beating from pole position. But I think Ollie, something might just occur between Siege and Casper on lap 1. Ollie, I think, will be there to pick up the pieces and get the win. So Ollie for first. I'm going to go Casper second. And do you know what? Tactics-wise, and looking at the strategy call, I think TTG Navy could have a really good chance. He had a great pre-season race in France last time out, of course. That was last week with me and Mr. McGinley. Go and catch that back up. If you haven't watched that, of course, don't do it now, because that'll just be a big fail on your part. But yeah, I think Navy could get third. He's down in 11th there, but he could be the real one to watch in this race. And I've got to say, another one to watch, possibly Plaster from 6th. Watch out for him, he could nick a podium as well. As the car's about to line up on the grid here in Albert Park, 16 corners away at the drivers on each of the 29 laps that will unfold out on track, and hopefully we won't have a glitch on the start like I've been seeing on this game. We wait for everyone to come in. That's Graham just joining on to the back. And now we are going to be prepared for lights out anytime soon. And here we go. The revving engine's about to begin. Season 4 opener in Australia. Lights out on the way. We've got a great start by Siege. Might have just jumped that slightly, but Siege has got a great start from the line. Casper on the run down towards turn 1, getting attacked by Ollie Runners outside. And all through turn 1 safely, it's Siege that pulls away by 5/10 of a second early on. Casper in second, the Finn. Ollie's managing to hold on for third, but Maximus is round his outside. Maximus trying to go around the outside of turn 3, not quite. Ollie will hold that position. Now Maximus just pushes off track. The Portuguese driver nicely up the 4th. Bernus, we just losing the position to TTG Navy, who's got a great start up to 7th already. He's on the back of Plaster trying to go around the outside here. Let's see how this can unfold. Ollie's right on the back of Casper as well, trying to go around the outside of him, not quite. But Siege has pulled away 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds now to Casper in second. Ollie in third, Maximus in 4th, getting attacked by Fate in the background. And our top 5 really have pulled clear of Navy, who's coming under attack from, Plaster coming under attack from Navy, and then Jeffrey in behind as well. Very close start, very clean start, I may say, here on lap 1, as Siege leads the way by 1.7 seconds to be approaching the end of lap 1. Quite a few squabbling and skirmishes. Let's go back to the battle for second then. Casper and Ollie at this stage. Ollie trying to go around the outside. Fit getting very close to Maximus in the background there. But at the end of lap 1, it is Siege as we see Navy off in the drag. Oh, and there's been a massive pile-up. Just caught off stream there, but that was a massive pile-up. Maze and Navy caught up in that. It's Siege and there's a VSC out. There's a VSC being deployed. 5 seconds stop go there for Maze, I think, for a collision with Navy. Race just brought to a standstill for now, and Siege will lead on now lap 2 as Graham gets a drive through for speeding under the safety car. Not great stuff at all, but not sure what occurred there. Of course, I'll be more for the stewards. I didn't catch that on stream, sadly, what happened. Relatively clean opening to this race, and Siege is on top. Casper second, Ollie in third. What you would have expected, I think, in terms of the pace here. Everyone down from 5th has just spread out with the VSC, so just watch out for those battles